What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Mina channel. Today we have another video to talk about Persona 6. So Persona 6 is obviously on the horizon at some point, and I've been doing this wishlist series for some time now with different aspects, different stuff that I want to see. Sometimes I focus more on some aspects than other aspects and everything like that. This was actually a suggestion from somebody in one of the comments that they did. I don't remember if it was on the streams or if it was just in general in one of the comments, but I thought about it and I was like, you know what, I actually want to make a video about this because it does seem like something I want to discuss more in detail with. So, and this is regarding Persona and their friendships. Now, there's something that happens pretty interestingly in Persona games, specifically, obviously, 3, 4, and 5, is the fact that once the friendships are really based around you and the character itself, the main character. However, in some aspects, it kind of does feel like the friendships are kind of like left behind when you leave. Sure, you don't really get to see that again because the game is over and that's pretty much the end of it. Sometimes the friendships also feel really shallow to the point, for example, in Persona 4, you leave town, he leaves town, and that's basically it. You know, you return back home and everybody's hanging out again, but they do mention they haven't hung out since the last time that you left. So, were they friends? Were they not friends? What happened? What do you spend the whole year together and you suddenly end your friendship there because the main character left? I don't know. There's like these specific things that happen in some aspects, and I feel like that's a relationship aspect as well. For example, when you date somebody, that's pretty much the end of the relationship. You leave town and that's forever gone. That relationship's over at that point. It does feel like that's a bittersweet, almost sour feeling to the story and everything, because it does feel kind of like everything that you work for the whole year is just kind of over there. So that is one of the things that I feel like it is a valid criticism in the series. It's not something that I just say, but something that I've seen other people say, again, as this was suggested by somebody and everything. So maybe in Persona 6 they could have a more organic friendship where people don't just become friends because of the circumstances. Persona 4 and 5 are really guilty of this, where these people are really, although they meet each other and they eventually, some of them do become friends. For example, I do believe that Ryuji and Anne really do build that friendship with you. I mean, Yusuke, I don't know, but other characters don't really feel as close to you as other people. Sure, maybe in a relationship type, but not in the friendship aspect. I don't know, it doesn't really feel really genuine in some aspects. For example, I don't see myself really hanging out with Makoto after the events. You know, there's absolutely no reason to, or, you know, just an example of everything. So there's some characters that definitely make more impact on other aspects, but I feel like the friendship is obviously always tied to the circumstances of the stuff, instead of having a more genuine kind of relationship where they kind of just become friends and maybe they go into the persona aspect of it and everything. I don't know, this is a really formulaic part of the story that I kind of feel like I wish they will change in some aspects. It's just really hard to kind of articulate in the right aspects, because a lot of the times in Persona, for example, you'll meet different cast members showing up over time because you made the story calls for it. You need another party member, so you meet them down the line, they go to a dungeon with a new character and so on, and you become friends with them and so on. In that aspect, I do have also something to add to it, and that's the fact that some characters come really late into the story or into the actual thing that you it almost feels like they were almost unnecessary to the end. For example, Haru in Persona 5, who, although they try to mediate this somehow in Persona 5 Rojo, it still feels like she's pretty much out on the left field, kind of like at the end of the rope there, and it doesn't really feel like you kind of build that aspect onto other people and everything. So that, I feel like that could also be integrated into the relationships and friendship aspects and how they could probably fix that. I don't know, but let me comment below what you think about this and what you want to see. How do you want this to be worked out and articulated and done in a different aspect? I feel like this is definitely something that is worth talking about and worth seeing, and this is beyond just social links, because I have made a whole video about social links and about how they affect and how they happen and everything like that. This is really the way that they write friendships into the story. That's really more of a discussion than the actual just social link, because there's two different aspects. You know, social links are optional, they're not part of the story, they're not part of that. There's a meaningful relationship that you create with this other person because you are trying to make friends with them on your own time, opposed to this friendship aspect, which is kind of part of the story. You know, the friendship is magic kind of thing, where you all become friends to be able to summon Satan and kill a god, kind of aspect of the story. That kind of makes me feel like maybe we're really lacking on the link aspect of the social, you know, the social link or the confidant or whatever. That is good, but overall I feel like there is a really shallow friendship that never really sticks together as well as it should. Persona 3 is exception to that, is because none of them are really friends. They're more like comrades in battles, and they never pretend to be friends. They don't never try to sell you the friendship aspect, so you don't really feel like at the end of the day, when they'll go their own way or whatever, in Persona 3, you don't really feel like, oh, you know, they weren't really friends. You know, they weren't really friends. Nobody pretended that they were friends. You knew that these people were, they're an organization, they are a group of people that put together for a specific purpose. In no way, shape, or form are they trying to sell you a friendship, and you know they're not trying to sell you a friendship, opposed to Persona 4 and 5, which they're really trying to sell you, hey, these are your school friends that you're spending time with and everything, which again, in some kind of sense, it does feel really shallow and doesn't really feel like really organic friendship. Like if you had your friendship, you compare your own friendship to what you're seeing here in the games. Anyway, that is pretty much in this video here. Pretty much, I don't know if I went on a tangent or if I went straight to the point, but I try my best to do the best I can in that aspect. Anyway, that's it for today. And please consider liking and subscribing, and let me know, what is your favorite team? Do you like Persona 3, 4, 5, 1, or 2? 1 or 2 is different because it was different. It was written by a different team. They really do focus on the friendship, but it's way more different and way more organic. More, it does. You really feel the friendship in those two games, which again you don't feel this one, but it's a different completely deal. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time.